I'm Paul Huttner. I'm the Chief Meteorologist for Minnesota Public Radio. Well, I think climate change is one of the greatest threats to the planet, and it's kind of a stealthy threat. There are many things that climate change is driving, even now, but in the next 10 to 50 years. The two biggest drivers of climate, the two biggest changes we're seeing here in Minnesota are one, warmer winters, and two, more extreme rainfall events. We've had 4 1,000-year rainfall events in Minnesota in about the last 10 years. The wetter areas are generally getting wetter. The drier areas are generally getting drier and going more deeply into drought, which of course is a huge problem. Well, in some ways, Minnesota is a national leader in climate change. We have the renewable energy standards that are higher than many places in the nation. We've seen a tremendous growth in renewable energy, in solar, in wind in Minnesota, and it's driving a significant part of our electricity production. The other area that I think Minnesota is showing some leadership in is a lot of our cities are creating climate adaptation plans. Cities are really on the front lines of climate change because many of these city managers are the ones who have to deal with the changing infrastructure as more extreme rainfall events tend to overwhelm their storm sewer systems that were built for maybe a 2-inch rain, and now we're getting these 3, 4, 5, 10-inch rains that are just creating massive amounts of flooding and tearing up the infrastructure of some of our cities. You know, there's an old saying as we look at how we do energy, we didn't leave the Stone Age because we ran out of stones. We left the Stone Age because we found a better way to do things. And that's exactly what's happening with our energy picture right now. There's a better way to do energy, and it's more friendly to the atmosphere, and it will help keep the climate that we live in more sustainable to all of us. Here's one of the really green shoots, I think, in climate change that keeps me optimistic, is that the technology is moving forward quickly. The amount of solar jobs, the growth in solar jobs and wind jobs and clean energy jobs is happening much faster than people thought it would. Those jobs actually pay well. They pay above the state average in terms of salary. And we're seeing battery technologies advance very quickly. Electric cars are moving forward more quickly. So there are green shoots. Many businesses have recognized that reducing their carbon footprint is not just a good feeling sort of thing to do. It actually improves their bottom line. So this isn't just sort of a left-wing environmentalist notion anymore. Climate change is very much affecting the bottom line of businesses right here in Minnesota. 69% of Minnesotans accept the fact that global warming is happening, but only 52% believe that humans are causing it. What people ask me is, do you believe in climate change? And I try to tell them that it's not a belief system. It's not a religion. It's not an act of faith to accept the science. We have metrics that tell us the climate is changing. It's a measured thing. So it's not some belief system that you need to believe in. The data shows the climate is changing. One of the interesting things about, and I think an irony about climate change and economic opportunity moving forward, is that this really could be the biggest economic opportunity we've seen as a nation in the United States. There is a huge opportunity here to change our energy infrastructure and create hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs. It's really sort of a moonshot if you look at it that way.